time to join us about today's webinar. So today's webinar is about up. So what drives up to extreme? So I'm not sure if you notice we have our first core I generation up boards. So today I would like to walk through all the details about this board, then to see how this new up board can be beneficial to your projects. So I probably also forget to introduce myself. I'm too excited to meet you guys. Okay, my name is Aling Wu. So I am AI and IoT Alliance Director in AAEON and also Up Bridge the Gap. So I have been working with Up since its first generation. I'm one of the person make Up available. So I believe many of you already know about me. So today I will tell you the history of Up, then how we bring Up to extreme. Now you know me. Okay, great. Okay, so you probably know or not about the first generation of Up. In the first generation Up, we have a very simple attempt. Is we love the idea of a Raspberry Pi because it's 40 pin, give a lot of expansion. But we also understand a lot of people, they are more familiar with x86 platform. So we were thinking, is it possible to make a Raspberry Pi like x86 boards? So until the CPU cherry trail was introduced, then the size of CPU make it possible for us to introduce the first generation of boards. Then, of course, since the Upboard is so small, so it couldn't do everything. Then we start have users to say, oh, we would really want to have a 4K graphic quality. Can you do the HDMI? Then it was nice Up make the gigabit Ethernet on the Upboard, but can you have a tool? Then if we want to do the teaming, then it is easier. Then also start to think, okay, to add the Wi-Fi and the LTE connectivity on Up is very difficult. You need to have another carrier board. So can you make it already available on one board? So in the Up Square, we put in everything people wish. Then of course, keep the 40 pin, which you still can use with Raspberry Pi's head expansion. And also we have another 60 pin for the expansion. So that's the Up Square board you probably already familiar with. Then in 2018, we introduced Upcore. Then in 2019, early 2019, we have a Upcore Plus. So why we have these two boards is because Upboard is really popular, Upsquare as well. Then we receive a lot of customization requests. Then to make everybody easier, we decide to design a board based on the idea of a computer on module. So we put the CPU on the main board, then create a few carrier board as reference so that you can use this carrier board, which we created right away, or you can follow the design guide we share in Up community to design your carrier board. So we think, okay, with this way, so we probably can make everybody happy. So you can either choose the low power cherry trail or more comprehensive I/O in a pro leg. You can make your own carrier board. But even with this, we still get a lot of questions. Like, okay, it's all perfect. How about Intel Core I? Then how about the wide voltage input? Then also, oh yes, we know AION have a AI Core X module, AI Core X module for the AI accelerator. So can I add more? Because on Upsquare, you can only add 1 Mira X module. Then I want something still, please keep 40 pin, but also 100 pin, please. Then also a lot of customer, they are doing the machine building. They would like to have the real time is very important. So they would like us to do the TSN support. TSN stands for time sensitive networking. And in the beginning, we are thinking we develop Uppod for the very common use, no matter for the maker, for development boards, or could be also for the embedded board. But we also get a request like, can AAEON do the wide temperature supports? Then everyone try to turn it into more and more industrial use, which make us happy. But on the other hand, we're thinking, how can we make everybody happy? So because of this, then we are thinking, if this is what you want, why don't we give you UP Xtreme? So in UP Xtreme, it is very powerful because we choose Intel latest 8th generation core CPU. Then this is ultra low power CPU. So it means that the higher skill like i7 is only 25 watts. Then we can have an industrial power input from 12 volt to 60 volt. If you remember, in UP, we only provide 5 volt. Then in Upcore Plus, then we provide the 12 volt. But if you want to use it in industrial, we know the most common power input is 12 volt or 24 volt. So to make it easy for most of people, we provide a 12 to 60 volt DC in. Then in industrial, you have the serial I/O, which you will need in most of the communication protocol. Then also TSN. Then we try to keep everything you love. For example, the 40 pin Raspberry Pi head compatible pin, and also the 100 pin expansion, which we created the carrier board for Upcore Plus. Then of course, the M.2 2230 for your Wi-Fi Bluetooth card, 2280 for your mSATA, or you want to put 2 Mira-X on it. Then Mini PCI Express for all kinds of expansion, especially for the 4G module. Then this is also an AI-proof solution. So about the AI-proof, I want to show you this one. Okay, this roadmap has something we didn't share earlier. Since you joined today's webinar, so you will be the first one to know what we are planning. So this is our existing product, AI Core X. This is something you are familiar then with the Mira-X. Then you also know we have a 2 Mira-X solution with M.2 2280 card. It's the MX2280. We have also 3 Mira-X with the Vision Plus X. Then come to the PCI Express card, you have a 4 Mira-X, 8 Mira-X. Then today, the special thing I want to share is Kim-Bay. So Kim-Bay is Intel's latest VPU. Then the power is at least 7 times more than Mira-X, and even up to 10 times, depends on the skill. So we design M.2 2280 cards and the Vision Plus card, and also the PCI card for that. So this is a nice accessory for you guys if you want to change AI upstream for the AI purpose. This is a very, very good accessory, something good add-on cards, which you can expand the power of your upstream. I see some people raise their hands, so let me check. Oh, okay. I will answer all the questions in the last in the end. So feel free to put the question, then I will answer everything in the end. It will be easier for everybody to follow up. Okay, so let's go back to AI proof. So then by sharing this AI accelerator roadmap, you have a better idea about what we mean for AI proof. For Upstream, we are ready to support you not only Mira-X, but also Kimbay with multiple expansion. Then, of course, the value for Up family is not only to deliver you a ball. We want to have an open community. So in the community forum, we share all the users' experience, we help each other. Then in this world, we try to support you more efficiently. Then also, in the meanwhile, we develop a lot of library around AI, IoT, robotics, and automation. Then we also work with the software partners. Then ask those partners to have something already library ready for your further development. So you don't need to develop from scratch. So it's just like what we do in the UpSquare IoT development kit, or in UpSquare AI Vision development kit, and also the later UpSquare RoboMaker kits. So Upstream will take advantage of all the ecosystem we have built, all the software library we have built into this board. So for the hardware specification, I'm not going to read that for you, so you guys can read it yourself. The most important, I only want to give a few highlights. So for these boards, we support up to 16 giga memory. So you know, in the previous Up boards, because of the CPU limitation for the A10 CPU, the maximum it can do is 8 giga memory. Then on Upstream, thanks to the Whiskey Lake CPU, so we can have it up to 16 giga memory. For the storage capacity, at this moment, we put the 64 gigabit as default. But you know, if later on you have a project, you want to go up to 128 or even more, this we can discuss by project. Then the most interesting things probably the STM MCU. So this I will introduce later. So what is the STM MCU? It is a microcontroller processor. So with that one, besides the 40 pin, you can create even more I/O by your own wish. So then this board, of course, by default, you have all the connectivity like Ethernet. Then Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, you can expand from our 2230 M.2 slot. You can do with 4G, with MPCIe. Then for the LoRa, at this moment, we didn't validate any LoRa module yet, but in UpSquare, we do already have one LoRa module. So if you are thinking about use UpSquare for LoRa, then we can discuss about it. Then of course, the highlight compared with the previous UpSquare is finally we have audio ports for you guys. I know a lot of people use UpSquare or Uppod in silent, but there's no audio. So finally in this board, we have audio. Then also because of the industrial use, so we provide you the serial ports. So you have 2 serial ports on this board. So when it comes to the system level, basically it is the same. Then the highlight for the system level is we have a quite big heatsink. So some people say, oh, I don't mind the Upstream with plastic chassis. So can you not to make so big heatsink? I think we designed the heatsink is consider the price level of Upstream. So it probably will also the specification. We think most of people will use it for the industrial use case. Then in this kind of use case, fanless is one of the requirements because it will reduce the failure rate, enhance the reliability. So we still decided to go for the passive cooling. Then also thanks to this huge passive cooling, Then this originally the bowl level, our temperature is 0 to 60 degrees Celsius. Then with the upstream system level, you can run it from -20 to 70 degrees Celsius. Then for the highlight here is we understand you still want to make use of the 40 pin on the upstream, even you are not going to put any head, but those pin could be very handy for you. So we bring out those pin to one of the finished connector. Then we also have another finished connector, which we bring out the I/O on the SMT32. So that's where I'm going to talk more. Okay. When we talk about upstream, we have a few things we try to highlight. Upstream is powerful, it's industrial, it's AI proof. So what do we mean for powerful? So in powerful, it means this first time Upod try to go to the i7 range CPU. So you have a choice from Celeron to i7. So you can choose according to what you need. You don't need to really go to i7. So most of the time, Celeron will be already powerful enough. As, even for the AI acceleration, if with Celeron, then with Mira X cards, it probably already powerful enough for your AI inference. Then this one is with Intel 620 GPU. So if you are familiar with previous the GPU, the integrated GPU is 500 or 505. So the graphic power enhanced a lot. Then the same with the upscale boards, then will provide the 4K, and you can see there are more codec available. Then of course the most important is the sitting giga memory. Yeah, so if you want to manage the high graphic calculation, then not only GPU is important, the memory is also important. Then industrial, like I mentioned earlier, so we consider in industrial the power input 12 to 60 volt will be needed. So we design that. Then for the TSN, so right now for two Ethernet ports from Upstream, we choose the chipsets which support the TSN. Then it makes it possible for you when you want to run the real-time networking. Then industrial I/O, yeah, that's all the I/O I mentioned earlier. You also can read. Then the most important is the OPCUA protocol compatible. This feature now is available not only on Upstream, also on Upsquared. So what is the OPCUA protocol? So if you are in the industrial use case, you know there are some Profinet, yeah, those Profibus, those industrial protocol, they require PLC. But right now with the OPCUA, it's kind of a translating language in the, so then we integrate this into Upstream. So in that case, it will be easier for you to integrate with your industrial PLC or with a product with those Profinet bus you are using today. So AI proof. So what is the maximum Mira X you can put on this board? It will be 6. So if you only need one Mira X, then it you only take the mini cards. Then if you need 2, then you can choose AI Core XM2280. If you need 3, you can even choose the Vision Plus X. So if you want to put them all together, no problem, it's still possible. Yeah, so, but I just want to remind one thing is in our chassis design, we didn't design to have so many Mira X in the chassis. So in the chassis design, we only consider users will put the 2 mirror X, so it means the AI core XM2280. So if you have your project, you really think to have so many, let's discuss, then probably you can wait a little bit for the next generation Kim Bay, then you can have only one to solve all, to get all the power you need. Then expandable. So the product itself is expandable. So if you are familiar with the previous Upcord Plus, you probably notice we have a few carryable, which is a Net Plus, Vision Plus, and AI Plus. So at this moment, AI Plus, we take it out from our standard offer. We reserve it for project-based only. But all these 3 boards is compatible with UP Xtreme. So it means on top of the Upstream's specification, you can add either 4 more Ethernet ports. Those 4 ports Ethernet port, you can also select the skill which will support TSN. Then in that case, it means you will have 6 ports support TSN. This will be perfect for your industrial use case. Then this is easy, just like I mentioned, 3 mirror X, then you can put it here. Then other expansion is, we still have the 40 pin here, right? So besides using the 100 pin for the plus carryable, you can still use the 40 pin to do the expansion. So here you will see I put 1 PoE module. So if your project, you are already using some expansion module from Raspberry Pi, or you have Upsquare, you just want to upgrade it, you know, it still provides similar features there. Then from this picture here, you can see what we add is the 2230 and for the Wi-Fi Bluetooth and mini PCI Express. So I just want to show you through. You can see this one is the M.22230 here. If you check my the mouse cursor, then here is M.22280. So it actually, it's a kind of a layer collate type. So it's still possible to put a 2280. There won't be any interference, so you don't need to worry. Okay, there's only one highlight. There's something I promised in this webinar. You know, we will go to very detail to make sure you know how to use this board. Then all the information is clear enough for you to develop. So when we use the Net Plus and Vision Plus, I only want you to check here for the compatibility, because the Net Plus and Vision Plus boards, they are designed for Upcord Plus. So not all the features on the carryable is also available when it's plugged together with Upstream. So for example, on Net Plus, so you still can get all the full LAN port work. But in that case, you couldn't use the mini card and the SATA interface. The rest are still available. For the Vision Plus, you can access all the mirror X, all 3 mirror X. Then you still have a mini PCI Express, but you don't have a SATA. When you put the mini card with like a SATA SSD, it won't work. So this is only the things that you need to pay attention. Then this is something we really like it a lot. Yeah, this is STM MCU. We also hope you will like it. And by like it means you know how to use it. So that's our design idea. So this is our CPU. So you know, to enable the Raspberry Pi 40 pin, we put one CPLD here to simulate the Raspberry Pi 40 pin. And in order to give more I/O, we put one STM MCU. Then with this MCU, then there will be another 40 pin, which you can program it. You can program as your wish by the different frameworks. So I will go more detail here. So to program it, so later on in Upshop, you will see the programming cable. We hope we can make this cable available in March or April timeframe. So with this cable, you have this side, you go to the MCU, and this side, you connect into the ST programmer. So you need to buy a ST programmer. Then here you connect to your PC. Then with the different frameworks, so you can choose either Arduino or Platform IO or STM Qubit MX. Then you can program it to the different IO interface as you wish. So in that case, when you buy a Upstream board, it means you are not only getting the IO you see on the specification, you can also program what you need, even the canvas. Then another, so maybe this is too detailed, but I just want to make sure, you know, everybody understand very well about how we design the system. So when you have a Upstream boards, then you want to turn it into the chassis system, or you already have a system, then you want to have a more clear idea how we do it. So I want to give you some idea. For example, for the 40-pin head is here, the red section CN22. So we have these cables to bring it out to the Phoenix connector here. You can see from the external chassis. Then for the MCU, this is a connector CN25. So with this cable, it's go to the Phoenix connector. Then of course, we mentioned we have 2 serial ports. So some of you might ask, no, I didn't see any serial ports on Upstream. Yes, we did, but we put it into the 10-pin connector so that we can save some space. So if you want to have it as the DB9 serial port, like whether you are familiar with the serial ports, then we have additional cables, you can bring it out. So the serial port connect to compo 1, then you have the DB9. Then this is the same. Then even for UART, then we design the same. So for the cable here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these 5 cables will be also sold in Upshop. So we will call it the Upstream cable kit. So for people who buy a ball, and later on they want to change it to the system by buying the chassis, this will be something you will need to make it complete. Or you just want to have some IO which is easier for you, for example, have a DB9 serial, then you can also buy this cable kit. Okay. Of course, for the software specification, what make up family so difficult to develop, and but also so welcome is because we spend a lot of time to develop our software stacks. So we provide not only the board with BIOS or the Windows drivers only. No, we don't do we don't stop there. Actually, for us, we enable the latest Linux kernel. We also work with a different framework and library. Then, so here you will see foundation kit. What is foundation kit? We have a program. We work with Intel, and Intel would choose Upstream to be a reference platform for all the Whiskey Lake. So we work with Intel to enable all these software stacks working on Upstream. So it was be based on Ubuntu. Then later on for this foundation kit software image, the Ubuntu image, we will also host it in Up community. So it will be easier for our user. Yeah, today our users have to download standard Ubuntu, then install everything by themselves. Then in the foundation kit package, we will host this image directly on Up community. Then in the future, it will be easier for you. But one thing to pay attention is that this, the license of this image is for the development purpose only, not for commercial use. So for commercial use, you probably need to still talk to the Ubuntu's license owner, Canonical, for that. Then in the community, we support not only Ubuntu, we also support Yocto. Then so basically, what we see a lot of industrial project cases based on Yocto. And also we have also support Windows. Then in the Windows, then you will have an SDK to, we will design special SDK to enable those spatial I/O which we design. So what else we do? So we have many frameworks and library we already enable on these boards. For example, for the IoT device management, you can choose Balena, you can choose Mender. Then for the AI frameworks, you can choose Intel OpenVINO. But when we say Intel OpenVINO, it means also including the TensorFlow and Caffe, because OpenVINO already make it itself to cover the TensorFlow and Caffe. Then we already validate rules on Upstream. Then our next attempt is to make Upstream run on ROS 2. Then since ROS 2 right now, what we actually follow very closely with the development team, then we see this is still some spec change, some change continues. So we will wait for the really final release, then start to validate Upstream on ROS 2. So once those validation is done, we will also share it at the Up community. Then if you are working with Python, then we have Raspberry Pi GPIO, MRA, UPM, Adafruit Group Pi library there, so you can go there to check. So so you can see that's what we try to provide. Then if you want to know more detail about how to use this board with different library, what the library we already have, I welcome you to go to Up community. Then in Up community, there are a few sections. So in the wiki, it's actually the tutorial and all the detailed technical detail specification. Then in the download, then that's where we will share our image, drawing, and all the detailed technical data. Okay, so Upstream looks quite magic. Then what is target market? So we put 5 markets we think would be interesting for Upstream. It covers robotics, automation, retail, IoT, and AI. So you can see, yeah, here for the reason why we think it suits all those markets. I think for AI and IoT, it's more like a technology available. Then you already see I introduced so many AI accelerators can work on Upstream. Then for the IoT, it's the connectivity. Then for Upstream, this system will be certified. We expect to do it by April. This system will be certified by CE and FCC with RF certification. Today, Upstream already CE FCC certified, but on the without Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, without LTE. Yeah, so this is like if any other embedded company are doing, certify the board. But for Up, we are taking a different approach, because for Up we have a really wide audience. They take they want something they can already use right away. So we certify this with Wi-Fi and LTE. So later on you will see Upstream IoT Edge Gateway. Then it means it's already fully certified. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the other three markets. So it covers robotics, automation, and retail. So robotics, I mentioned we have a ROS. We are going to do a ROS 2. Then this board already compatible with multiple real sense camera, because it's deep sense camera is very useful for the robotic design. Then also with the Movidia's Mira-X module, the AI accelerator, so you can do the AI inference on the edge. Why is it important for robotics? Because when robot see something, robot need to know what it see and respond. That's quite important for the robotic design. So we would like to take put the AI inference on the edge, especially in robotics. Then of course, same as Upsquare, then we integrate Upstream with the AWS Robot Maker. Then with the AWS Robot Maker, the advantage is it can do the simulation and the fleet management. Then you probably ask fleet management, simulation, why we need that. I think the most important is when you have like 20 robots in your warehouse, you don't want them to hit each other. Then you also want to make sure the 20 robots running in the warehouse, they know exactly what they are doing, what is their next task, then how they can navigate themselves, even there is some obstacle on the floor. Then the other automation, I think I already mentioned so many features. Then for the retail, so Upstream can support 3 independent display. So with this feature, if you for the retail would like to use it in signage, it's perfect. Then also with the AI analytic function, then you can do the video analytic. Then so because today's retail is not only about post machine or just a digital signage. Today's digital signage need to be smart signage, show what the audience wants. So if this signage you see, oh, this is a woman, so let me show her perfume, clothing. If this is a gentleman, I show beer, I show car. So the signage need to be smart. Then also in retail, you probably notice the trend in Europe. More and more supermarkets, they start to have automatic checkout. So users need to check out themselves. But how can we make sure everybody really honest check out? So the AI surveillance become very important. So we can really find out how people navigate when they finish their shopping. Do they go to a checkout counter? So in the retail, so AI has a lot of application. Then since Upstream is very powerful, it will be capable to control. Actually, what we test is up to 32 camera at 1080p. So this is quite a cost-effective solution if you consider the camera number of camera it can manage. So this is Upstream chassis design. So with this one, just give you some idea. Yeah, so this is the serial port I mentioned. So we use a cable to bring it out. Then this one is bring out from the MCU. So whatever you program on the MCU, you will get here. Then this one is from the 40 pin. So the rest you can see, you understand it yourself. So there's one thing I would like to highlight. So when you purchase UP Xtreme system, we have a 2 SKU. One is without Mira-X, one is with. So when you buy the one without Mira-X, you will still have this thermal block in the box. So don't throw it away. Don't think, yeah, why should I have this? So this thermal box, this thermal block is in the future, if you like to upgrade your Mira X to upgrade your upstream with Mira X, then you will need this thermal block to dissipate the heat. So when you purchase in shop, you also need to choose carefully, because we have two Mira X 2280. One is with heatsink, one is without heatsink. So when you buy it for the upstream, so you should choose that one without. Then to avoid your misunderstanding, you know, go to the Upstream system page. Then you will know which one you should choose. Okay, possibility to upgrade. This is something we are thinking, but we haven't decided should we do it or not. As you see, we have Vision Plus and the Net Plus carryable, which will be compatible with Upstream. Then we haven't decided should we make another chassis to accommodate those carryable, to make it possible to live together with Upstream. So I would say it's possibility to upgrade. Then if you have an interesting project, then we would like to talk about it. So there's one thing I would like to highlight. Even though Up family was introduced as a development board in the beginning, but you can see Up is actually follow all the embedded industrial design. So it is a pure embedded board, industrial board. So you can use it for your embedded application. Then we understand for embedded application, customization most of the time is needed. So we are open for the custom skill, or to increase the different I/O or decrease some I/O, or add a different module, or just remove the upstream if you wish. Then all of these have MOQ requirement, then, but we are open to discuss with you. Okay, so since I need a little bit break, so I decided to launch a poll now. So I have a question. If you go to your screen, you will see there's a poll icon. You can click it. My question is, do you recently have any project, need a product like Upstream? Yeah, let's let the time run, so I can have a little time to drink a little bit water. Okay, 10 seconds left. Done. Okay, very interesting. We have a 54% of the people who have a project about Up Xtreme. So we'll contact you afterwards to see how we can help. Then of course, Up community is always the first contact for you to clarify all the technical requirement. So let's continue. Okay, this is something we are very proud when we talk about Up. This is not the first time Up selected by Intel. So this time with Upstream, again, you can see the website is at Intel Developer Forum. So Up is selected by Intel as a developer kit for their 8th generation with Key Lake development kit. So this is something we are very proud of, but it also means you choose, if you choose Upstream, you choose a platform which Intel already fully validated. We work with Intel for months to make sure all the software, all the I/O, everything, you know, we challenge each other then to make sure this is a very robust platform. Then besides what you see Up, yeah, like I mentioned earlier, Up has a very strong ecosystem. So you can use Up like any other embedded board, but we can also make use Up to make your development easier. So in Q1, you will see a new development kit available. This is called UP Xtreme Diplomatic Studio. So what this studio is doing, so basically the studio has two parts. One is the studio to train in the cloud. So you put all your picture you would like to training, yeah, you label it, yeah, then you can train your model, and to have then on the Upstream, you install another software called Diplomatic Run to deploy it. Yeah, so in that case, you also can time by time update your AI inference model to enhance its accuracy. So this is the AI training and deployment platform you will see from Upstream in the Q1. Then another one is a market-ready solution. If you follow our social media, you will see we have a lot of noise about this. Then this is the solution for the surveillance camera. So with the Upstream, you can run with i7, you can run up to 32 camera. Then you can do the surveillance. Then this surveillance not only allows you to see what happened, but also know what the camera see. So because today, most of the surveillance camera is keep recording forever. So you need to have a very super large hard disk. Yeah, but then when time something goes wrong, then you go to check. Oh, 2 o'clock, maybe someone passed by or break my window or something, you know. So this is what we use NVR in the past for the surveillance, but today's surveillance could be smart. What it can do is the camera see what happened and pick up the event, only pick up the event which you define. For example, you build a virtual fence. You don't want anybody to go in through this area, or you want to count how many people are in this bus station or in this shop, you know, then the only pick up the events and also the request you want to, the criteria you want to see. So it also can do the blacklist. If you don't want someone show up in your shop, once someone show up, then you know you need to take immediate alert. You can also use this with this surveillance solution. So later on, we will have another webinar to go detail about this one. So just let you know what is possible the use case for Upstream and what we are doing. Then I want to launch another poll. Since I talk so much, I want to ask, what makes it interesting for you to learn more about Upstream? Let's also give it 1 minute. Oh, finally, there's one person say, I love Up. Thank you. Okay, time due. Okay, great. It's good to know. So I can see there are 13% they love Up, always come with a software library. We'll keep doing that. Then there are 35% say I need something like Up for AI development. So if any of you here, you are a company developer AI, we will really want to get in touch with you, see how we can help. Then, you know, because for the AI, we really consider that is something we do together, not you are customer, we leave you alone. We want to have a really close partnership to do something together with you. Not so many people like it as an automation. Okay, message you get. There are 33% people choose the answer of others. Okay, I'll be interested what they are those others. Then, last question. I introduced so many features here. So what is most interesting features for you? Nobody care about wide range I/O. Okay, we need to think carefully about this now, because you notice Up getting bigger and bigger is because we try to give as many I/O as possible. But it looks like people care about expansion more than I/O. So if we make the expansion possible, then maybe we can make the board smaller. Yeah, then, okay, so for the lots of expansion possibility is 54%. Then there are 21% people who appreciate to have a STM MCU. So, okay, well, for us, we'll make the cable available very soon. Okay, so then still 17% they like it because it's latest Intel with key like you. Thank you. Yeah, I really like to make the poll with you guys. This really give us more idea for our next development. So if you find today's webinar is interesting for you, and you think UP Xtreme is really something you need, so we suggest you go to UpShop, buy now. So in UpShop, we ship in 7 days. So no matter where you are from the world, we try to ship it there. Then connect with us with all our social media channel. Then of course, spend time in our Up community. I personally also in Up community very, very often. So I would love to interact with you in Up community, you know, welcome to share with you for your idea and everything. So now we go for question. Okay, I have 5 minutes left. Okay, Ronnie asked, what is TSN? TSN is a time-sensitive networking. So it is a technology for the networking device for to make it the real time. Because today for the real time, you there are most of the time you see it in ARM-based system. It can do a TSN. In Intel system, normally you couldn't do that. Then it's the limitation coming from CPU, then also the networking. Because previously, if you see all the AAEON board, most time we use Realtek. Realtek Ethernet chip doesn't support it. Okay. where you have a Upstream box with Wi-Fi, LTE, 4G, which will be RAID certified. Yes, we will do. So we will have the Upstream IoT Edge box with everything certified. So this for sure we will do. So I hope I can finish this in Q1. So this is on our schedule. Then right now we have a very interesting certification program. I will have another webinar to introduce that because previously you can see AIdevelopers have some certified, very few certified system because the certification cost is really too high. Then right now we are running a program with Intel. Intel's lab is helping us. So we are able to introduce more and more certified system, not only limited to Up family. Okay. So Messimino asks if we have a chassis for Upstream with like a Net Plus daughter board then yeah, this is like I mentioned earlier. So we had a plan to make a chassis which can accommodate both Upstream and Net Plus or Vision Plus. But we didn't continue this plan because we don't know the market demand. Then open a chassis tooling is quite costly. So if you have a project, please come to discuss with us and we will see the total potentiality then to bring it forward. Okay, Andrew asked, what is the product life for the Upstream? Okay, the good news is there's 15 years of the life longevity. So right now is 2020. Then because we start to deliver the board already in Q4 in December 2019. So if you put a 15 years, is 2034. So until 2034, you can buy Upstream from us. So please, you have a long time to develop it, but don't spend 15 years to develop it. Okay. Andrew asks, any plan for rugged cases? So I consider our chassis today already quite rugged. It is aluminum extrusion. So this is what we will do. If you expect something like it can be dropped, it probably is not what we will do. It's really too big and too heavy. Then Johnny asked, I received an Upstream from Kickstarter, but okay, but there is no cable kits. Yes, Johnny, and also any other Kickstarter sponsor. So bakers, so for you, once we have those cable kits available, we will ship to you for free. So don't worry. So you can make a complete system with our cable kits. We didn't forget you. Yeah, since you are our early baker, even later on we come up with the cable kits, we will support our early baker. Okay, Antoine asks, we start to study for checking the possibility if Up General can support powering from smart battery or from general PSU. Actually, it is possible. We already see many users, many projects, they are using smart battery to power up boards. So in Upstream, you will also see we have a kind of a UPS head. So in case, you know, there's some times the power suddenly interrupts, then, you know, the boards still can turn off smoothly, all those kind of things. So I suggest you, maybe you can write us some more detail, what's the use case, how you would like to connect it in the community. Then we can have a more detailed explanation there. Okay, Cedric asks, I want to use Upstream as a reference architecture. but I have to make sure that the product will be available for a certain amount of time. Okay, so no worry, 15 years, you have enough time for develop, no worry. Okay, is the Up family support SM bus interface or any SM bus? I think it's quite common in AAEON sports, but now I don't have it in my memory now. Yeah, so maybe not in Uppod. So I will check this and then get back to you. Okay, so okay, the more question. Ron asked, it seems like app solutions are competing with the AAEON product lines, as you mentioned. As App was more of a maker market solution, but now it looks like a move into industrial embedded. Competing with the AAEON. Okay, so I think basically for App, it is we want to make it easy for developers. So for App, we really try to avoid customization. Yes, then also in the support for App, we focus on the community support and also buy from App Shop. Then this is a difference from App. We really have dedicated sales windows, FAE. Then it's a different supporting infrastructure and philosophy behind. But we would like to, you know, whatever we build on App, we would like to leverage this to AAEON so that the AAEON product can also benefit from the ecosystem and the software library we have built. Okay, then there's another question. Can you prepare apps and JSON, Carol, Raspberry? Good question. So at this moment, we don't have this comparison yet. I do have a benchmark to compare JSON, Severe, and Kimbay. Yeah, but you know, when I receive a report from NVIDIA, from Intel, you know, sometimes they are only they compare at their own advantage. So we will run a benchmark. Yeah, when we do it ourselves, we will share the benchmark to make it easier for users to choose when they choose App platform. Yeah, so we'll run the benchmark with the different movies, even for later on with Kimbay. So it will be easier for users to check. Okay, so I hope I answer all the questions. I will quickly go to the chat. Okay, good. Everybody bring the question to chat to the Q&A already. Okay, great. So I hope you enjoy this 1 hour. We have a 4 minutes delay, but it means everybody is interested in this topic. So welcome to connect us. Go to our LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, connect with us, join our community. Then we will keep in touch next time. Thank you. Bye.